So I did it, I'll admit it, I picked up the Vomero Premium from Nike. I've spent out 209 Earth credits on this monster, and after my initial runs, here's what I made of it. Oh! 398 grams for my UK 11, US 12, 14 ounces. Easily the heaviest shoe I've ever reviewed on the channel. I've got 58 millimeters of stack height back here in the heel and 48 millimeters in the forefoot. So it says it's a 10mm drop, but the thing's so compressive and squashy that you can't really feel that at all. It's a very wide shoe as well. I'm measuring 12.6 centimeters up here in the widest point of the forefoot and 11.1 here in the heel, again making for the widest surface area of any shoe I've tried out. It's full ZoomX here in the midsole, which comes in around about short A22, though you've got 4 air units, 2 in the forefoot and 2 in the rear. I should say air zoom units, which are similar to the ones that you get in the Alphafly, only much bigger. This is a shoe I've purchased with my own Earth credits. Nobody sent it to me for review, just so you're aware. To help me make these reviews, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when I launch new videos. Give this video a thumbs up, like too, and drop us a comment to help with that algorithm. Dankeschön. So starting off with the upper here, it's very much as I expected really, aside from this weird snake skin like texture you've got, lots of bobbles all the way across it. I don't know if that's needed, if it's absolutely necessary. The tongue has masses of padding, as does the heel area here, which has got this very pronounced Achilles flare. The laces are quite short actually, so if you like doing a runner's knot, you might come a cropper there. It does stand up quite tall actually around the Achilles area. It hasn't caused me any problems or anything, but it's just another thing that's adding to the weight and mass of the shoe. You got these thick overlays on the eyelet areas. It's quite a generous upper as well. There's quite a lot of room in here. I think if you're a wider footed runner, it could be smashing. If you're of the narrow feet, maybe Tim Gross, then don't do it, Tim, okay? Just don't do it. Feels to me like Nike have looked at something like the Glycerin Max from Brooks and said, hold my beer. Just wish it was all a bit more minimal. I mean, it fits okay. It's not like restrictive or constrictive or anything. I just wish that you didn't have these air logos on the sides. It's a bit like the text you get on the medial and lateral sides of the Nike Air more up-tempo basketball shoe. I mean, there's that, this Achilles flare, all this padding. Is it needed? Just contributes and makes the shoe more weighty than it needs to be. I think in warmer climates it might be too much for some people. If it's very humid perhaps where you run, then just avoid this one. In the UK with the autumn at the moment, it's starting to get a little bit cooler. It might be alright, you know, in the winter or something. Keep your feet warm. I mean, the Primex Strung shows you don't need a really over-the-top upper. It can be just functional. It doesn't have to be this sort of plush cruiser style, but that's what Nike have gone for here. I'll give it a 2.4 out of 3. A little generous on the padding for my liking. Midsole.
Midsole now.
I mean, as midsoles go, this is like the biggest one that I've ever got on foot. It's mega squashy, it's very soft. It's not all that unstable. I think that's partly down to the wide surface area you've got here. I mean, the Primex Strung that had 53mm of stack for my size, that was quite compressive, a bit risky on the corners, but this is at least more like a Volvo estate. I mean, it does feel a little bit safer going around corners in this. I think that's partly down to that heel clip. It's like a plastic clip right around the back of the ankle here. 58mm of stack here. I mean, I think it's a record for my size. I don't really feel the 10mm drop. It feels kind of like a lower drop, really. I think that's mainly down to the fact you've just got so much foam underneath your foot. As soon as you put any sort of weight on any part of the shoe, it just starts to disappear. If you place your heel right back into the rear section of the shoe, it just feels like a negative drop. I can see this working for heavier built runners. If you want absolute maximum cushion and impact protection for the slender fellas out there like me, I mean, there's nothing at all here of the road beneath your feet. Just feels like an acorn, you know, dropping on a mattress or something. The insole here is removable. It's one of those standard Nike blue foam inserts. It doesn't really add anything special. It's certainly not Premium. I mean, the sheer weight of the shoe, bonkers really, almost 400 grams, 14 ounces here. I mean, it makes the Vomero Plus seem light and nimble. It limits the usage of the shoe for me to very short recovery efforts. I can't see myself wanting to do any more than about 4 or 5 miles. I'd have to do some significant leg weight training to run more in this shoe. It's a really, really niche option. It's also a very loud shoe. I did get some comments from passers-by. The midsole squeaks, it crumples, it buzzes and fizzes. The feet hitting the floor generate this quite rhythmic din. It could be quite off-putting for some people. I haven't worn my headphones when I've run in this shoe, and I really wish I'd taken them out with me. It's certainly not a sneaker. I found for paces around about 8:30 to 8:15 a mile, which is very easy pace for me. It's fine. It's great for, you know, a slow slog around the trading estate in dry conditions. But at pace, it doesn't really feel all that sustainable, so it's just not a very versatile model. Just feels like a bit of a Frankenstein's monster, really. I'll give it a 2.5 out of 3 for the midsole. It's not like it wasn't fun or anything, but it's just a very specific shoe for a specific use. Outsole-wise, there's a lot of rubber here. There's a huge amount of rubber coverage. I think that's partly down to trying to protect the very soft ZoomX foam that you've got. There's these big cut-out portions of the midsole that kind of expose the bottom of those air units here. You could get some large rocks stuck in there, but I would stress you should not run on gravel or large rocks or pebbles or something in this shoe. Just don't do it to yourself, okay? Very small little dimples on all of the waffle lugs here, as we see on a lot of other Nike daily shoes. Maybe the swoosh are going for that sort of Nova Blast trampoline-like effect here by getting rid of some of the foam, just make it even more compressive. I wouldn't suggest this shoe feels like your anti-gravity or anything like that. It's just very compressive and squashy. Don't even think there's all that much like return to it, really. It just kind of squashes down, and because you're going reasonably slow because it's too heavy to do anything else. Yeah, I mean, the traction's decent, the grip is okay. You need that really with this towering stack. Please aim for nice flat road. Maybe if they've recently laid a road, go and run on that. So it's flat and smooth. Watch anything slippery or wet. Avoid acorn covered paths. They're particularly bad in this shoe, or anything else that resembles sort of uneven terrain. I think it is the best bit of this shoe though. I'll give it a 2.7 out of 3. For the purpose of grip and traction, it's what it needs to be. At 209 quid for value, it's a very expensive recovery shoe, and there are many other shoes out there that aren't anywhere near this expensive that do a very similar thing. I mean, if you're perhaps a heavier runner and you're getting into this pastime and you want max cushion, there are other things out there that are just a bit more traditional and not as precarious. I mean, that's the trade-off of the air units, isn't it? You add all this tech into something and it just makes it very, very sort of heavy and dense. I mean, where is the balance between performance improvement from adding things in like this to where the weight starts to actually take that away? I felt that a little bit in the Fast RB. Do you remember that shoe? It had like loads of carbon plates and a very high stack, but on foot it was just very heavy and it just felt a little bit cumbersome, I suppose. And again, it was a very loud shoe too. What happens if one of these air units pops or gets a thorn stuck in it or something? 209 quid down the drain. At least with foam, that's just never going to be a problem. Not the most versatile of options, and it's only going to fit a few categories in your shoe rotation. Perhaps if you're doing easy and recovery runs, perhaps if you're doing super long marathon training and you need something to get you out the next day. But I think for most folks, they might pick this up as it's a very outlandish and interesting sort of shoe to try out. It's a bit of an experiment. Build's alright, it's nothing over the top really from Nike. At least this time all the foam sections are lined up and stuck properly. I haven't got any dodgy stitching or anything. I mean, the materials seem to be okay. There's no weird lace loops that can break or additional like heel tabs. At least we haven't got any of those here. So a very niche, expensive shoe. I think perhaps If you want something a little bit cheaper, it's on discount, like the Glycerin Max from Brooks is probably going to do the job. If you really have to have something from the Vomero lineup, I think the Vomero Plus is a better shoe and it's much cheaper. It's got more than enough cushion in that one for pretty much everyone. So there was I thinking the Pegasus Premium was a heavy shoe. Like, you proved me wrong. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 3 for value. I think it's extremely overpriced. If I've totaled the scores up correctly, that gives us 9.6 out of 12 after my initial runs for the Nike Vomero Premium. Have you picked up this monster max cushion offering? Is it absolutely fantastic, or are you regretting your purchase? Let the runners know down in the comments. Musical interlude time. I'm so pleased to see that Jens Lekman is back. He has a new album out, Songs for Other People's Weddings. Now, I believe these songs are actually written for actual weddings. So he's written them for literally people getting married, tying the knot, and that kind of makes it all the more fantastic. I love the track Candy from a Stranger. That one's got beautiful, naive sort of melodies, almost childlike, I suppose. Some beautiful strings later on in the album, lovely airy production to the whole thing as well. It feels warm, it feels inviting. You feel like you're at a wedding, perhaps in the summer. The lights coming through the windows. There's a slight feeling of anxiety. Someone's anxious. Everyone else is waiting. You know, the love, you know, want to see the people coming together. The first track, which is called The First Love Song, is just absolutely beautiful. You know, it really does pull on the heartstrings a little bit. Fantastic album. So glad to see Jens back playing again. I think he's in Bristol in March, so I'm going to have to go over and check it out. You know, I cannot miss that opportunity to see him playing so near to my hometown. Jens Lekman with Songs for Other People's Weddings. Thanks for tuning in, people. Hope you enjoyed today's review. He's alright, you know, but there's lots of other shoes that do this that aren't 209 quid. Yeah, they're fun enough to run in, but I wouldn't say they're, you know, anything out of the ordinary. Hit that subscribe button and the bell as well, you know. Also, give the video a thumbs up, like, and drop us a comment for the algorithm. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you